Hello, I'm Professor Clark, and I'm going to show you around our course for Chem 122, Section 383 for Spring 2018. I am going to take you to D2L, and so D2L is on online.jccc.edu, and I've already logged in. And if you pull up your course, what you will notice is that the instructor for this course is not using Desire to Learn. So it will refer you to Canvas. And so when you log into Canvas, you're going to use the same credentials that you use for your D2L account and all your MyJCCC stuff. You log in to Canvas, and you may see our course here on your dashboard. And so you click on that, and you'll probably see other course shells for your courses. It depends on whether your instructor is using Canvas or D2L. This is the last semester D2L will be used. So in the future, it's all going to be on Canvas, and you guys are going to know more because you're going to learn Canvas now. I used it last semester and students really liked it, so I hope you find the same to be true. And I think I've gotten better at Canvas. I could be wrong. So we'll see. But if you ever have any issues, don't hesitate to email me. All right, so when you go to the home page within our course on Chem 122, 383, you'll see a Welcome to Chem 122 page. You can click on this and go through all this. There is also an announcement that will be posted welcoming you, and it will go through and tell you everything to click on. It's kind of a repeat of what I'm doing now, but you know, it doesn't hurt because a lot of students have never taken this course format before. All right, so let's go back to the welcome page, and you're going to see a few things. The announcements link, which I just linked to. You'll see the syllabus details. We'll go over that shortly. Course materials. This is what you need to purchase in order to be in this class. Okay, I have a link to a calculator that I highly recommend for this course. Graphing calculators are not allowed, and phones are not allowed. So I recommend a 2-line display calculator. Let's see, it takes you to Amazon. It's $12. I've seen these on sale at Walmart and Target for like $8, or our bookstore sells them as well. So the other thing you will need that's sold through our bookstore is the lab manual. About $14. So you need to have that for class on Thursday. We meet every week on Thursdays from 11 to 1:50, so 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock. This is not an optional meeting, it's a required meeting because our course has a laboratory component to it. In order to do the laboratory component, you need to have the lab manual. Also, you need to have the lab coat and goggles. You can buy them through JCCC. They also sell used lab coats and goggles, and I will put a link up to that shortly when I get that information. The lab coats need to be the full-length lab coats, not the chef's coats. If you have a lab coat already, you don't need to buy a new one. The main reason we have you wear these lab coats is to protect your clothing. And to make sure that your skin is covered. So goggles, the goggles that are needed are, oh, that's weird. I'll have to check that link. I'll try to get that fixed. They're the dorky goggles, the ones that cover your full face. They're not the cool ones that they wear on CSI. They're the dorky goggles that are the full face contact ones. Don't worry, I'll be wearing them too. So safety first. Okay. All right. There is a pink notebook. It may be turning yellow. It's in a binder. Problem sets and solutions. I highly recommend purchasing this. Again, it's a lot like on the same price point as our lab manual. I recommend you buy this. So lab manual, lab coat, goggles, problem sets and solution, buy those. Calculator, if you have one, you can use that, or you can buy this calculator. The textbook, I've had many students tell me that they don't use the textbook for this course. That is fine. I have some students who are textbook students and they love to read the textbook. If you are one of those students, please be aware that this textbook is for a full year course, so 2-semester course, and we only use it for 1 semester. We jump around a lot. So if you want to use the textbook and you like to read ahead before you watch lectures, let me know and I'll show you where all that information is in our books so that you don't read the whole textbook and only use half of it. So, okay, let's go back here to, okay, so we were on this welcome page. Course materials, we went over that. We have a wonderful resource center. It's a lot like the Math Resource Center. It's called the Science Resource Center, and it's on the first floor of CLB, so CLB 112. You need to have a current student ID. Here are the spring hours. We have free tutors available for physics, chemistry, biology, anatomy, and physiology, and physical science. One of the really cool things about our tutors is as long as the Science Resource Center is open and there are tutors available for chemistry, you can get tutoring help from home. So it's almost like FaceTime, except instead of FaceTiming the tutor's face, they're FaceTiming a sheet of paper and they're writing out solutions to them. So if you're working out of the problems manual and you say, I can't get number 17, can you show me how to do it? They could work through it with you. So it's pretty cool. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, modules. This is where you're going to find all your course material to study. So it goes through, and each week you will have a task list. So week 1 task list, and I've gone through this in the announcement. It tells you exactly what you need to do. So you need to print the Unit 1 handout, and it gives you the link to that. I will provide future handouts for you. This is a big handout, and I'm sorry. I get a lot of, like, I wish I didn't have to print that out. But it's kind of the nature of us meeting on Thursday, so we don't meet on the first. We're not the first class meeting of the week. So what you will do for this class is I will give you assignments to watch lectures, and you will see me talking, or we see me writing and hear me talking. So I will be filling out this handout with you. If you don't have the handout printed, it's a pain. We'll start on page 1, and the objective. Okay, so you will see me. Sorry, I was trying to fast forward so you get the idea that I am writing along with you, and you see what I write, and you will hear me talking. You can always hit pause. I have had students tell me that they watched this lecture, or they've watched a lecture 3 times. I literally had a student who would watch each lecture 3 times. I'm not saying you need to do that, but it's available to you. It's also available to you at 3 in the morning. I had a student who worked nights, and he would always watch his lectures at 3 in the morning, and it cracked me up because he would email me at 3 in the morning. I clearly would not respond at 3 in the morning. Anyways, so this format works really well for students, especially if you're self-directed and self-motivated. Be careful with this. I do have students who slack. And maybe they're not slackers. Maybe they're just busy, because we all have so much in our lives now. You have your phones, you have your people who need you, maybe they're children, maybe they're friends, maybe it's your parents, whatever it may be. You have obligations to other things outside of that class, outside of this class, and I get that. Maybe it's work. What you need to do for this course is to set aside time each week to watch these lectures. So you will know how many lectures you need to watch each week. Set aside that time. Do not, I repeat, do not, maybe one more time, I'm going to repeat it. Do not watch all of these lectures the night before we meet. It's deadly. You won't remember anything. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of my time. Set aside an hour each day where you sit and you watch your chemistry, and then you do your homework problems, and you don't look at your phone. and you don't answer your million questions from your kids or your dog or whatever it may be, just do chemistry. And I know that is not easy to do nowadays because we are all so distracted. So, and don't watch TV while you're doing this either. Yeah. So do not binge watch chemistry. It is not something to be binge watched. It is not The Sopranos. It is not Game of Thrones. It is not one of these cool sitcoms. It is fun. I like chemistry, and I hope you will like chemistry too. I really, I think when you study chemistry and the way that I intend you to study it, it is a lot easier. And I've had many students put off chemistry until the last semester because they were so terrified of it. And then at the end of the semester, like, it really wasn't that bad. I'm going to miss it. I really liked it. So I hope you find that to be true. Okay, so I say buy goggles, lab coat, lab manual. Attendance is mandatory on January 18th. Again, these lab meetings that we have every week are mandatory. Here are the problems that you need to work in your pink book. These are practice quizzes. And then there is going to be a quiz on Thursday. So a quiz on what you've watched, and you get to use your note packet. Hello, print out your note packet, fill out that, don't binge watch it, and you'll get perfect scores on all your quizzes. That will be awesome. Okay, which takes me back to, I need to explain some of the course format. So if you go to syllabus details, you will be prompted to open this file. Great. Okay. So here are exams. Exams are 70% of your grade. These are the dates that we're going to have exams. I used to give them in the testing center. Now I give them on the dates listed. So I give them in lab and I proctor the exams. I got a lot of different feedback. Some was positive and some was negative. But what students wanted is for me to be present if they had questions. And the testing center is super busy now and super frustrating and annoying. So it was getting more and more to be like that. And I thought, I have time. Let's do it with me. Okay, quizzes will be given at the start of class on Thursdays. No makeups will be provided for late or absent students. No packets can be used for all quizzes. All quizzes, not exams. Okay, what I want to point out here, quizzes are worth 5%. Exams are worth 70%. You have, like if you're going to make a mistake on a quiz. Don't make a mistake on an exam. An exam is a huge part of the pie of your grade. Okay, lab reports. Here are lab reports, 10% of your grade. They come out of the blue notebook that you buy at the bookstore. You can't miss more than 2 weeks of lab, otherwise you will fail the course. Late lab reports will not be accepted. I mean, they will be accepted up until a week after, so they'll be 20% off. Okay, also important that you check out with your instructor before leaving lab. All right, we have lab exams. 2 lab exams will be given throughout the semester. That's 10% of your grade. The lab exam dates are listed. So that's pretty straightforward, and I'll talk about that as we get closer to the lab exams. You do get a note card on the lab exam, but not on the lecture exams, not on the 70% ones. Okay, the last 2 are projects. Exam autopsy. Undergo an exam autopsy at the Science Resource Center on exam 1. After the autopsy, submit your report from a tutor. No late or emailed autopsies will be accepted. Due February 8th. Our first exam is February 1st. I will have it graded and returned to you. And, well, I don't return the exams, but I'll have them in the Science Resource Center so that you can do it. I'll email you. Okay. The last part of your grade, 3% counselor project. Meet with an academic counselor. Write up a little summary of what you need to do to accomplish your goals. It is totally intended to help you. The reason I started assigning this is because I would get students ask, do you know if I need to take this class from this nursing program or this nursing program? And I never knew. So I didn't want to give students the bad information. And we have awesome counselors. So meet with a counselor. I've had many students find out that they had several degrees they didn't know about, and it's intended to be helpful. So I don't accept late or email projects on this. These last two are such easy projects that if you can't get them done by the due date, you're not getting credit for them. Now, let me point out, I have had students who didn't do the counselor project, and at the end of the semester, they had a 67%. And if they would have done the counselor project, they would have had 3 more percentage points and they could have gotten a C. Now, I'm not a big meanie, but I don't like to be taken advantage of either. I am very fair and reasonable with students, and these are easy projects compared to what a lot of other instructors do. A lot of other instructors have you present projects or write papers or work in groups or do case studies. This is all you have to do. So don't miss the due date. I'm not accepting late assignments. Okay. Anyways, I'll stop being mean. But I just have to be firm because you know why? When you have to pay bills, they don't accept late bills. Same with assignments. It's good for you to learn. Late assignments are not accepted. Okay, access services. We have awesome access services. If you need help, here is the contact information, drop deadlines, student code of conduct, attendance. Okay, communication policy. This is important because, especially with my hybrid courses, I check my email twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. I will send responses generally within 24 hours of receiving it, unless it's on a weekend or holiday. I want you guys to succeed, and I want you to reach out to me. Sometimes I get students who think that after an hour, if I haven't responded, that I should respond, and they'll send me another email. It's not like instant messaging or texting. I could be in class. A lot of times students will email me and I'm in class, and I'm not going to whip out my phone and respond to you or just, excuse me, I'm lecturing right now. I got to get to this email. No. So I set aside time in the morning and the evening to respond to emails, and that's when I'll do it. I also am in meetings, so I have a lot of other obligations besides teaching classes, and I want to be present in those meetings and class times with students. Another thing to be aware of with email, it is very easy to not understand what somebody's saying. So try to be respectful in your tone, avoid profanity, slang, and the usage of all caps. Common courtesy and manners really make a huge difference in communicating effectively via email. I will hold myself to the same standards, so I will try my best to be polite and professional. Okay, here is again kind of a summary of our exams. Testing policy. Okay, let's say that you can't make an exam. Let's say that you had you were sick, you were in a car accident, your car didn't start, whatever it is, you can only take an exam 24 hours before or after. After that, we cannot give you the exam. So please be aware of that. Okay. The other thing I have is our lab schedule. So on January 18th for our first lab meeting, we're going to go over the safety and introductory labs. So it's important that you're there because you're held liable if any accidents occur. So it's kind of a big deal. Anyways, this schedule we will follow for all of our labs. Students are not sure what labs we're going to do. Here it is, right here on the 25th. We're going to do labs 1, 2, and 3. On the 1st, we'll do this. So it's nice to have it there. Okay. Alrighty. Going back to the modules. This is where you're going to find your stuff. Week 1 task list. Print the Unit 1 handout. Watch through page 8 before class meets on January 18th. Get your lab coat, goggles, and lab manual. These are the practice problems that correspond to the lectures that you will be watching. These are the practice quizzes, and then we'll take a quiz on Thursday over what you have done. So you do have a lot of work to do. It is definitely doable. Again, please do this ahead of time. If you just wait until the last minute, it's not going to be no fun. You're going to hate chemistry. You're going to hate me. And I don't want that. I want you to have a good course experience. But I do want you guys to be mindful of your phones. and your distractions when you're trying to do chemistry. Because if we were in the classroom setting, these distractions would be a lot less, right? Your mom or your sister or your child or your dog can't say, hey, I need you right now. You need to stop watching chemistry. Another thing to be mindful of is people who are not good influences on your study habits. I had one when I was an undergraduate. I had a boyfriend who wanted me to drop out of college and iron his t-shirts. And he didn't want me to go to class. And he's like, you don't have to go to class. And so I was new to college, new to the whole university thing. Like, I didn't know that. I could just skip class. So I skipped class a lot. And he thought it was the best thing ever because I was around more. I could help him iron his t-shirts. And and it was it was my worst semester ever in school. So think about the people that you have around you. I'm not saying to just get rid of these people. By the way, that boyfriend did not last. But really think about, if somebody's supportive of you in your dreams and your desires and understands that you need to do well in this chemistry course and gives you time to do your studying, that is a good thing. It's a good influence. Now, I know some of you have kids and don't have this choice. Like, my kid doesn't understand that I need to study. I get that too. You have to work around it. But, sorry, software update as I ramble. Okay, so I look forward to meeting you guys on January 18th. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. My email address can be found. I think I have it. If you go to this page, meet your instructor, maybe it's here. It's on one of the syllabus too. It's mclark31@jccc.edu. No. Let me go back to. Let's see. Syllabus details. You'll find it at the top of the syllabus details. mclark31@jccc.edu. Here we go. One thing I will say is if you email mclark, I'm not sure who mclark is at jccc.edu. I'm mclark31. My husband is mclark56. He's the other Clark, and he teaches biology. He teaches pathophysiology, anatomy, and physiology. He does not teach chemistry. So, anyways, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope you find this course to be a pleasant experience and that you all love chemistry and you become chemistry majors. No, I'm joking. I hope you all achieve your goals because you're taking this course for a reason, whether it be nursing, respiratory therapy, dental hygiene. I want you to achieve those goals, and I hope you look back on this course fondly and after you've successfully completed it. So I will see you guys on Thursday at 11 a.m. and our lab meets in Science 215. So it's at the second floor of the science building at the end of the hallway in front of a big glass window. So I look forward to meeting you guys then. Again, email me if you have questions. See you Thursday. Take care.